I need to know what you thought about the surrogate sex worker scene. I don't know if you can even call her like a sex worker. That's probably not fair because she just seems to be like this woman who has an interest
Hmm.
instead of like strangling, herself with dead cats. She has this kind of interest innately
Yeah.
in wanting to be part of relationships that she deems as beautiful. And she can provide this, it's not even a service because it's free too. She's willing to do it for free. They're not paying for it, right?
Hmm.
So she's willing to provide this charity service of being a physical body surrogate for Samantha to be able to be physically intimate with Theo.
Yeah.
Um, what was your reaction to this scene as a whole? And what do you think it means for the movie and means for the relationship?
I think this is one of the most important scenes in the film
Mm,
because this is one of Samantha's attempts at spicing things up for them. Because
yeah.
I believe that's when they hit a kind of a lull after Theodore says like, "Oh well, it's like we're after the honeymoon phase." But also, this is I think one of the first times where Samantha is questioning her humanity, I guess you could call it, or what her consciousness is without having that fully explicit like, well, do I have a soul, do I not have a soul, am I conscious, blah 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 blah.
Right.
And it's her wanting to further develop her connection with Theodore, and because she says, well, I don't have a body and I want to try and see what that's like, she puts a headphone in Isabel's ear. They put a mole on her lip so that she
Yeah.
can so that Samantha can see Theodore. It's it's actually a brilliant scene um,
Yeah.
in its conception, and the extra layer for me as to why that this is one of the most important scenes in the film is because Isabel herself has her own emotional investment
Hmm.
in it, and while she is acting as Samantha, she's acting on her own emotions in the scene. She's acting on her own arousal. And
Hmm.
Theodore is completely overwhelmed by this because he likes Samantha the way that she is. He doesn't want to have sex with another person,
Yeah.
even as a surrogate. And this surrogate herself has her own emotions and feelings and wants that are independent of Samantha. And when it comes to things like sex, there are things that are involuntary that we experience and react because it is a stimulating experience, and we will react um, naturally to that kind of stimulating activity. We will twitch. We will, you know, we will in a way convulse. We don't have control over in the same way. It's a reflex, the same way that a doctor hits your knee,
Yeah.
with their knee hitter hammer. All those big words, and I don't have the word for that. But that to me, that scene creates a very clear line between what this experience is with these
Hmm.
characters.
Yeah.
Because while Samantha wants to give this a try, and while Samantha is looking at Theodore, Theodore is hearing Samantha, but he's looking at a different person.
Hmm.
And it's this idea when you say nobody can replace so and so, nobody can replace X.
Hmm.
And when he pulls back and says, I can't do this, her lip quivered.
Hmm.
There is a way that Isabel looks at him that doesn't feel like she's looking at him as Samantha. She's looking at him as Isabel,
Yeah.
because she herself is getting carried away with the situation.
Yeah, it's a really good performance.
Yeah, it's a great performance, and
Yeah.
I can't believe that actress doesn't like do more work consistently.
Yeah, I don't
I
know
mean, she
much
was on
about her.
Mr. Robot, so that was like that's her
Oh,
big
okay.
thing.
That's good.
But I'm just surprised we haven't seen her in more even post Mr. Robot. I mean, we see her like here
Yeah.
and there.
Yeah.
But that, I think that whole scene sets the tone for what follows, because Theodore and Samantha, they get better. I believe they go on their date with Paul and Tatiana afterwards. But
Mhm.
Samantha is already, like, she's accepted that, oh, I used to not be okay with not having a body, but now I realize that I'm never going to die and I'm going to outlive everybody and I'm not bound by mortal coil at all. And everyone's like, okay.
Yeah.
But so we're already seeing that this acceptance that she does not have a body, she is not a person. She's
Yeah.
not bound to our world the way that we are.
Yeah.
That is setting us up for what happens later with the Alan Watts scene, played by 2 films in a row that we've done that Brian Cox has appeared in.
Right.
But also the final time she says goodbye, when she says, we're all going somewhere. And he
Yeah.
says, where are you going? And she says, you wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
That scene with Isabel sets all of the rest of that up.
Yeah.
Because
think
she
so.
has to accept that she cannot have a body and a surrogate will not be suitable for her.